Okay, so in the next part of this course, we're going to describe what is distribution. Distribution deals with distributing physical or digital media products so they are available for purchase online or in physical stores. So basically, a distributor kind of acts as a middleman between you and the retailer. The distributor, in turn, gets a cut for having that connection and distributing your work or your product to a particular retail outlet. And this principle, applies to everything. So if there's a book or a CD or a DVD that you would like to see sold at Walmart and carried in the stores, you need to use a distributor, and you need to know what this is all about. A lot of people don't want to take the time to learn this. They're too busy as it is, and I completely dig that. But it's definitely worth at least having a general understanding of. And for example, my publishing company offers distribution free with its services, but the distribution is expanded, so it's a little bit bigger than, well, it's a lot bigger really than the American distribution side of it. Um, and I'll get into that in depth in the expanded course, as it's really just too much information to put into this particular lecture right now. Now, distributed media, it requires an ISBN or an ISMN number. What does that mean? Well, in the United States, Bowker is the sole retailer, basically, of ISBN numbers, right? So they have a monopoly on the industry. And a lot of authors don't like this. I see it as an opportunity, really, because if you buy it at wholesale prices, you can get a pretty good deal, and there's tons of ways you can make money on those ISBN numbers if you have them in bulk. Anyway, this is their site here, Bowker, and you can go to authors, publishers, retail business, tools and resources. There's a lot on the site. Too much to go into right now, but it is something I'm going to go into depth on in the expanded course. But anyway, one ISBN number through Bowker is going to run you about 125 bucks. And a lot of people don't like that, because if you buy 1,000 of them, you can get them for $1 a piece. So, a lot of people don't have 1,000 bucks on hand to pay for that, and I totally understand that. Times are hard, the struggle's real, I can dig it. But it's definitely something that you would want to invest in if you were seriously thinking about starting a publishing company. And there's many reasons for that. Anyway, this is their site, and we're just kind of exploring it. But for authors, is where you would want to go as an author, just to kind of see what they're all about. And so we'll click on this right now. And basically, this is going to go into detail about ISBN numbers, identifier services, metadata. It's a lot of information. But if you sit here and take the time to read it, you could learn a lot of really cool stuff. ISBN number right here, we can just click on Learn More. This is for the United States, because I'm in the States, and of course, this is going to be where we're going to need to get it. So you can see here the most important identifier for your book can have is the ISBN. As a U.S. ISBN agency, Bowker is the only official source of ISBNs in the United States. ISBNs provide unique identification for books and simplify the distribution of your books throughout the global supply chain. Without an ISBN, your book will not be found in most bookstores, either online or down the street from your house. So you see how important these numbers really are if you are an author, or if you're trying to distribute some type of written media or DVD educational media. You're going to have that number in order to distribute to these retailers. Otherwise, it's not going to be discoverable, and then what's the point? So even though it's 125 bucks for one, you need it. And a lot of the distributors that we're going to go over in this next particular lecture here, they offer ISBN numbers for free. And there's a reason they do that, because one, you have to have it. But two, because they are giving you the ISBN is registered to that particular publisher or distributor. So when they issue that ISBN to you, in the directories, it's going to be shown as published by or distributed by Smashwords. Uh, Smashwords is going to be in the metadata, basically. But anyway, the reason that is important is because, for example, if you plan to publish, let's say, a paperback through CreateSpace, you need to be careful, because Amazon, if you get the ISBN number from Amazon, then it's going to show as owned by CreateSpace. And when you try to get your book into physical stores like Walmart, they're not going to buy it in most cases, because CreateSpace is a competitor and they don't want to support their competitor. So that's something you have to think about when you're getting your paperback out there. I don't have mine out yet because I've done a lot of research before I actually started that step and made sure that I knew everything that I needed to know to do it correctly the first time around. It's very hard to take back a paperback. I mean, it can be done, but it just takes time. Once it's out there, it's out there. So it's good to really build an audience with your ebook and maybe have an audiobook with it, but wait to release your paperback. I mean, at least I would recommend that. And there's a bunch of reasons for that, but one of the main ones is that each format of your book, whether it's an audiobook, an ebook, a paperback, and a hardback, doesn't include translated as well, but each one of those formats has its own ISBN number and therefore its own separate revenue stream. So what you're doing with books when you release these different formats is you're doing something in the business world that's called vertical product integration, and you're turning one product into many. And there's a lot of power in doing that. One, you don't have to write as many books. You can just expand the formats of the ones you have out. And two, you write 10 books basically, you got 100 different revenue streams if you can turn each one into 10 different revenue streams. And there's ways to do that. But anyway, this is an ISBN number. This is why it's important. And Bowker owns this, has a monopoly on this industry. So keep these points in mind. So distributors and aggregators, those terms are used interchangeably, but they have different meanings, really. They have different functions, I would say. A distributor is basically, distribution is the act of sharing something out among a number of recipients, the action or process of supplying goods to stores and other businesses that sell to consumers. Aggregator is the formation of a number of things into a cluster on the internet, the collection of related items of content so that they can be displayed or linked to. Aggregators, ebook aggregators at least, distribute your ebook to a wide range of online retailers. Aggregators collect a percentage of sales, about 10%, to provide you with wide distribution plus centralized accounting and payment services. So like I said, you're paid through your distributor. Most people say distribution to mean aggregation, but that's okay. It has come to mean the same thing, getting your book in whatever format to all the stores. So basically this article here, and I don't sponsor them in any way. Maybe I should become an affiliate, but it's a good article. So it's selfpubbootcamp.com. It's a great site for getting some of this information. Anyway, so that kind of gives you the overall difference between aggregation and distribution. And a lot of the outlets that I'm going to be discussing in this particular course is just going to be the American outlets, and they're distributors. They're not aggregators. Aggregators are larger and they have a broader reach. Okay, so I think I covered everything there. As far as paperback goes, we'll get into the distribution options you have with paperback. It's just a different ballgame than ebooks. It's a different format, and there's a different point of sale, I guess, it's going to be most profitable for you as an author. So we're going to go ahead and get into American distributors. The first distributor I'm going to get into is Smashwords. Smashwords has been around for a while. It was one of the first distributors that I used. And basically, what makes Smashwords unique is that they have some really cool features that aren't in other programs. And we'll go over what those features are here as we go proceed into the next lecture in the course. But basically, we're going to go over Smashwords, the pros, the cons, and everything in between. So stay tuned.